Hello, today we are going to talk about what I would do if I wanted to grow my first 1000 followers. So if you're interested in that, then watch until the end of the video. Hello, my name is Stephanie. I run a platform that is called Career Conversations, and I have discovered a few Twitter tweaks. Twitter tweaks is a funny word. So right now I have about 24,000 followers, and this wasn't always the case actually, because when I started with a podcast, I had only about 60 followers, 40, 60 followers for the first year. And I knew Twitter was quite important for my platform because I targeted mainly academics and I knew academics were on Twitter, but I was not able to grow until I was able to become more strategic about it. And today we will be talking about the main things that I did and the main things that I have figured out on how to grow so that you can do the same. So if you are interested in more content like this and more also tips around Twitter, then be sure to subscribe to my channel and to also hit the little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And the first thing and most important thing actually that you want to figure out is what kind of value do you have to offer to your followers? Because if you are not clear on that, then they will also not figure out why they should be following you. So understanding your value and understanding your followers is one of the most important things. So this is actually, even though you want to grow on Twitter, the first step that you need to do is actually to take a step back from Twitter and figure out what it is that you are doing. Then a very strange thing about Twitter is that you feel you're talking to the whole world, right? So in the beginning, I felt like I don't really have anything relevant to say that is interesting enough to say it out to everyone. And this is, you might have the same mindset, and this is really not true. You are not talking to everyone, you are talking to your target audience. And there are going to be a ton of people who don't like what you have to say. Actually, the majority of people likely will not care. It's not like they will be opposed to it, it is just that they are not your target audience, so they are not really interested. And that is okay too. So after you figured out who your target audience is, what they are interested in, then have the confidence to only talk about those things that your target audience is interested in and that you have to offer some value about. I know people are also interested in makeup, they're interested in taking pictures of their breakfast, they're interested in politics, but if you don't have anything to say about those things, even though there might be hot topics, then stay away from them and only focus on your niche. The next question you might ask is, but how do my followers find me? And the answer is they don't find you, you find them. So you might have heard already that I'm not a big fan of follow for follow, and this is still true. But this doesn't mean that you cannot find your target audience and then interact with them, so that at least they become aware that you exist, and then they can still choose whether or not you are offering enough value for them to follow you. And let's get into how to find your followers. So welcome to my Twitter profile. The way to find your followers is actually when you have no idea, when you're still at 0 followers and you don't really know what is going on Twitter, what people are talking about on Twitter, what your potential followers are doing on Twitter. The way that I started is actually, I knew I wanted to target academics. So I just typed in words that academics use into the search bar. So in this case, it is PhD, it would be, let's say, academia, and what else? Research. Those are words that people typically use when they are academics that are doing a PhD or something like that. So you can see here is already one person who happens to be also quite active in the academic Twitter world. And she has used all of those keywords that I've been typing in. And you can see there are lots of other people that have been using the same words. And here in this tweet in particular, this is awesome because this is the next thing that you want to figure out. After you've kind of found words that your target audience might be using, you go to those tweets and you figure out which hashtags do they use. So here in this case, it is hashtag PhD chat, hashtag PhD live, hashtag academic Twitter. They've also tagged a few accounts and we will get to that. But first then, once you've figured out which hashtags are relevant, let's screen a little bit further, whether there are more people here. You can see again, hashtag PhD chat, hashtag PhD voice, hashtag academic chatter. So I happen to know that these are already relevant hashtags, but in case you don't know yet which hashtags are relevant, just go through the tweets and check whether the hashtags are appearing again and again and again. And then what you can do in the next step, you can click on one of the hashtags. And here you can see there is now a ton of people that have been using this hashtag. And obviously those hashtags, those tweets with those hashtags get a lot of likes here. Okay, those are also the top tweets. So it seems to be a relevant hashtag. It seems to be a hashtag that has been used by many people. So there you've already found your target audience. Lots of people that are using a hashtag that is relevant to you. So you can always go back to the hashtag in the search bar, and then there are potential followers. But it is even a little bit more advanced than that, because I wouldn't just take those people that have showed up using this hashtag. I would choose the people that have interacted with the tweet as your potential followers. And it takes some time to get into, and I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. So check out this video, and there I explain in more detail why, well, the people that have showed up in the hashtag might be potential followers, but the people that have interacted with the tweet are even more likely to be potential followers for you. So definitely, again, check out this video. The thing that I don't advise you to do is just to follow people that have been using the hashtag. I mean, it could be that they are following you back, but a much better way is to interact with them and to actually add value. So when you see someone has done a tweet or replied to a tweet, then reply to them and build a relationship, build a connection. And once you have, well, interacted with people a little bit, then you can follow them after you've created a relationship. But one other thing, because ultimately what you want is followers that are engaged, that have not just followed you out of politeness and that are never going to interact with you again. You want followers that interact with you. And this is going to help you a lot with the Twitter algorithm. And again, I've already done a video on that, and I don't want to repeat myself for everyone who's already been following me. So instead, check out this video, and I will explain a little bit further why you want engaged followers instead of, well, actually I have two videos on this. Also check out this video about why you want engaged followers rather than just followers. Another beautiful thing that engaging with people does actually is you will show up in their who to follow section. So I noticed there comes a point when I have interacted a lot with one person that suddenly they show up on my who to follow site, or also when they have either followed me or liked a lot of my tweets and so on. So actually engaging with others is going to help you get on their radar by tweaking the Twitter algorithm a little bit further. So this is another nice thing. One thing we have not yet talked about is using hashtags. So far we only talked about searching for hashtags. The reason why people should use hashtags is so that Twitter can put you into a certain category. So obviously what Twitter wants is to keep you or keep people on the platform. And it does that by showing people more and more and more tweets of what they are already interested in. And by using a hashtag, it helps Twitter to see, oh yes, this person is talking about, for instance, academia. Let's show this tweet to someone who's interested in academia. And this way I can keep this other person longer on the platform. So yes, it is not only that you should be looking for people that are using relevant hashtags, you should also start to use relevant hashtags yourself, because this way you increase the probability of Twitter showing your tweets to other people, and therefore you increase the probability of people following you because they have noticed you. And before I give you my last tip, maybe quickly a little bit of market research from my side, because I'm always curious how people find me, because obviously this is also very important for me to grow on YouTube. So if you still remember what kind of search term you've put into the search bar so that my video showed up, or also did you find me through the suggested videos on the side of somebody else's video, then I would be very, very interested. And my last tip is actually how to get your tweets noticed. And there are several ways that you can do it. You can play a little bit with images, and actually I don't recommend using too many images or GIFs, and I explain more about it in this video. Yes, so you can play around on the one hand with pictures and GIFs that you are linking to your tweets so that people notice you. But like I said, I don't necessarily recommend that. What I recommend instead is to play a little bit around with the structure of your tweets. So what I recommend is to take up a lot of space, put a lot of spaces between your lines so that your tweet in itself is larger. Then there's also a way to structure your tweets content-wise, so that you first hook people and then you say what you want to say and then you drive engagement. This is what we call a call to action in online marketing. And actually I have a formula for that seems to work really, really well for many people, and I will link to it in the description box below. And you can just click on the link and then you will get a PDF with my 3-step tweet formula sent to you straight to your inbox. So in case you're interested in that and how to structure your tweets so that you get a maximum of engagement and also really get noticed by people, then yes, be sure to check out my 3-step tweet formula, and it is absolutely free. And yes, I hope this video was helpful. I tried to keep it as concise as possible. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, also give me a thumbs down. This is also totally okay. And this is all information for me to get better and to grow. Also, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter as CareerConversar1. And with this, I hope you are doing all well and take good care of yourself. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and subscribe.